Luc Mullinder. Sorry, Luke, I know we were going to go a little bit earlier. I apologize. How was the golf game today?
Man, I suck. I just, hit some good shots, man, but the putter let me down. I'm just the most inconsistent golfer. Like, I can't string ball. Like, one day I'll putt really well, but man, my shots let me down. Today was the opposite. I hit some great shots. Didn't struggle off the tee with my driver like I have been doing, and just, man, I had like 3 2.5 footers. And it's August, so there are no gimmies from 2.5 feet, right? Like 2.5 feet's like a May gimme, right? But not August. And I'm duffing them, and
Who are you playing with that they're making you putt the little ones in?
Well, I'm trying to get better, man. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like, I want to get better. I want to get good. I play with guys that are good golfers. At some point, I need to be up to where they're, consistently at. So, yeah, like today just wasn't happening with the putter, man.
Davey Thomas was striping it last week. He's got a story. He was on fire. But let's talk some football here. Right. A Joe play Sunday or no?
I'm not sure. I think that I don't know if they need a Joe on Sunday to beat the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. I think straight up they're a better team right now. And of course that's the radio guy saying it, so it shouldn't end up being bulletin board material. But I think that they're a better squad right now than the Blue Bombers. Blue Bombers have some health issues. I think right now. So if he does play, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either, because I don't think the terminology's changed that much. I mean, they're still running their wide receivers from the boundary of the field into the box and using them to block the tight end. I mean, the defensive ends and things like that. Like, all of the things that a Joe was really good at doing before he went to try out for the Indianapolis Colts, they're still doing at a high rate right now. So if he is, it's a bonus. But I don't think. I think that if he rolls next week in the Banjo Bowl or whatever they want to call it these days, that'll be a plus for them.
I'm not going to have you give away your keys to the game, but last time we had you on before a game, you gave us one. Offensively, the Riders, are they gonna maybe amp up the running game against what Winnipeg has on the defensive side and the defensive line?
Well, I think that the Riders at this moment are what they are. They're a team that their tempo and their pace and production exists specifically around the running back position and how they're able to grind out yards up front, getting in those 2nd and 5 to 6 yards where Trevor Harris is just absolutely lethal. That's the Riders in a nutshell, right? So they're always going to have to rely on that piece, just because that's what makes them so special offensively. I think that for the Saskatchewan Roughriders, I mean, one of the keys, and we can talk about this on game day too, but I think that one of the keys is just understanding, who the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are. And they're essentially a team that's very like them, right? They want to pound the ball, but I think with the Bombers, you just have to know the Dembski downs. That's probably one of my keys to the game. I haven't sent them over yet, but just know the Dembski downs. In the fourth quarter, when the game is tight, or when they do get into those critical possessions, whether it's in the first, second, or third quarter, Zach Collaros, if Nick Dembski's out there, is going to look for Nick Dembski. They have a tremendous relationship when it comes to the football field, and more importantly, they dial up plays for Nick Dembski. Right? He's not a guy that they just stick out there at the slot. I mean, they'll run him into the backfield. They'll hand the ball off to him. Just know the Dembski downs. I think that's probably crucial here for success on Sunday.
Some people are doing the old, there's the blueprint out there on how to beat the Riders and what the Stamps did. Buying any stock into that, or the Stamps just played, better that day, man on man, and maybe the game plan was a little better? Are you buying into that? There's a blueprint out there on how to beat the Riders?
Well, I mean, if there's a blueprint out there on how to beat the Riders, I'm not sure that the other teams know what it is, because the only team that's beat the Riders is the Calgary Stampeders. So if everybody has a blueprint, then why aren't they doing it? No, I think that the Calgary Stampeders both times were just the better team. They're a young, vicious team. I love the Calgary Stampeders, especially their defensive front, man. They don't have the name power that some of the other teams do. Yeah. Those guys just play together. They're a tough, gritty team, and they play really hard up front. And I think that they won a few of those one-on-ones versus our O-line and caught Trevor Harris in some really critical points. Again, that is a very good Calgary Stampeders team. But there are 8 other wins and 0 other losses in the Canadian Football League that the Saskatchewan Roughriders have gone through. So if someone has the blueprint, they're apparently forgetting it at home when they play the Saskatchewan Roughriders, because nobody else has managed to do it. And I don't, I think that tomorrow, I think that this is a game that Saskatchewan can definitely win. Obviously, a lot of things have to go right, but I mean, I'm not sure who the people are saying the blueprint. This team's 8-2. Like, who's got the blueprint other than Calgary? You got to, you know what, man? I'm sure there's a blueprint to beat John Jones. And I'm sure someone had the blueprint to beat Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson at some point. But you know what? Plans change when you get smacked in the mouth.
Yeah. Buster Douglas in Tokyo. Yeah, that Mike Tyson blueprint came out of nowhere. Man, imagine hitting that bet in Vegas. Imagine
this team's 8-2. This team's lost 2 games all year, and all of a sudden there's a blueprint to beat them. Come on, that's ridiculous.
Let's go to the fun stuff on Labor Day. Which one stands out for you as a player?
Oh, so many. Obviously, the 2007 one when Kerry Joseph ran the quarterback draw and really sort of. I think that play in that game was indicative of just the team we knew we could be, right? And I think that it was one of those moments that we ran off the fumes of for the rest of the year. I don't know, individually I had a pretty cool goal line tackle. I think it was in 2009, right before the half, when the Bombers were threatening. I love every part of Labor Day, man. And you know what I really liked as a player? Just as much as the game, the fan day that the Riders do before that too. I always felt like we were signing autographs for the kids that are eventually going to be signing autographs for other kids. I can't tell you, man. I've been to a couple camps where I've been coaching, and I see those kids running around on the CFL field now, and it's the same thing for those the fan day before. It's a great experience for everybody. When it gets hot, you want to get out of there quickly, so the team has to protect its players. But just everything about this weekend is special, and I think that it's probably because it's the day that mirrors a college NCAA game the most. And being from, I know you had Schulte on there. I mean, he's been through some crazy rivalry games where he was at Michigan State. We always had amazing rivalry games, and it sort of emulates that feel on Labor Day when you're in the green and white. So guys need to embrace it, have fun. It's one of the special things about the Canadian Football League, and it's definitely something that they'll look back on and be appreciative of when they're old and washed up like me.
I asked Schulte this, like, as a player, is it tough, maybe a little more tougher to keep emotions in check in this one?
I think that the only kind of emotional check you need to give yourself is when you're running out the tunnel and kind of like right before the coin's tossed. After that, it's pretty much football. Players have to understand their levels, I think. And it's okay if you play your best football at like a 7 out of 10 level. It's okay to get to 10 out of 10 sometimes, but you just got to be able to bring yourself down, right? In the same way, if you're not feeling like you're at a 7 and 10, if you're like a 4, you got to do everything you can to bring yourself up, right? I just think that that's what it's about. Labor Day is managing the emotions. You're going to see a really cool flyover. The energy is going to be palpable. I used to love it because this game used to be in the afternoon, right? This is a later game for the Labor Day Classic. But the fans, this team is 8-2. They're one of the best teams in the Canadian Football League, and there is going to be an energy about that stadium tomorrow that you can feel as a player, and that I think is where you've got to figure out which range of emotions you need to manage in order to play your best. Because again, everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
If I know you too, even in the broadcast booth, when you hear, feel it coming in the air, and that crowd, you're going to get the hair standing up on your arms, get a little tingly, even as a broadcaster.
Hey, yeah, you know what? I mean, as a broadcaster, there are some times where you're like, oh, man, this brings me back. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be on the field whatsoever. Like, there has been no part since I retired, no part of me that says, oh, man, I got one more play. I always tell people, Barney, if guys say, "Oh yeah, I got one more play in me," and they've been out of the game for more than 2 years, they are lying through their teeth, or they're delusional. They're absolutely delusional. I used to have a D-line coach that thought he had one more play. He was like 68. He was like, "Oh yeah, I got one more play." I'm like, "No, you don't, bro. What are you talking about?" But honestly, the Labor Day game, I think that that's when you get the goosebumps. The crowd's going nuts. Bring them out starts, and you see the crowd. You're just, man. It's just a really cool thing to think about being a part of. And the nice thing is, people are capturing these images. And one day when you're retired, or in week 6 or 4 weeks from now, and when the playoffs are getting a little bit closer, and you might be feeling sore, you might be feeling down about your performance, you'll see a picture of you in action in Labor Day, and you'll be like, "Oh man, let's go. Let's get the juices rolling."
And then, exactly right. Capture it and all that. And it's like, for those young guys, the guys that never been through it, it's like, we host the West Final. It's going to be like this, but at another,
but
level.
On steroids. But on steroids. Hey, listen, man. I mean, one of my favorite D-line coaches ever, Mike Sinclair. He used to say it all the time, and I tell my kids it now, and I repeat it whenever I can. Memories are a home that you build to live in once you're older, and this is one of the memories that a Saskatchewan Rough Rider in 2025 is going to take with them for the rest of their life. So it's going to be cool.
I'm looking at Sports Select here. They still have it Riders -5. I'm taking that. I'm taking that.
Slamming it. Transfer right now. All of it. Max.
2.
Saskatchewan.
1.5 farms are going on that one over here. But you know what? The sneaky one, though, 51.5 over under.
Under.
Really?
Yeah, under.
Okay.
I'm not parlaying it, though. I'm not parlaying it.
No. Stay away.
I'm taking this. I am. Oh my God! I'm loading this spread.
Separate
I'm taking
town.
whatever allowance Luther's got. It's going all the way in there. Yeah.
Okay. What about kickoff is in, I don't know, about 10 minutes time. Western Michigan at Michigan State -21.5.
Hey, you see the jersey?
I know.
Hey, I golfed in it today, man. Listen, minus 21.5. Look, Michigan State just needs to get a win. They don't need to. Right? We are. Man, we went. I like Coach Smith, but he was the safe choice. The coach before that, he looked like he knew what he was going to do. Nobody's really repeated what Coach D'Antonio over there was able to do. Mel Tucker came in and blew it, and so because he blew it and the way that Mel Tucker blew it, we went with the safe choice. And man, he reminds me so much of he doesn't remind me of a football coach. Every time I see him talking, it reminds me of like a math teacher. Like he's like the guy yelling at me in biology class for copying off one of my teammates. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can get it done, man. It's a big year for us, though.
Right on. I might watch some of that game as well.
Hey,
all right.
You know what game you need to watch? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. O State versus Texas, man. We're kicking it off
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I was going to 10 o'clock tonight. I'm like, the late one tonight, Central Michigan at San Jose State. I don't know if I'm watching that one. Yeah, tomorrow.
10 a.m.
That's 10 a game. 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah, that's
number 1 versus number 2.
I know.
Already.
I know.
First week.
I know.
Can't wait.
I'm
so glad college football's back, man. That's giving me the goosebumps.
I'm going to Texas in 2 weeks to a game. Never been there. To that. Austin.
Oh, dude.
I know.
It's going to be honestly, guys, for anybody out there who listens to me, and some of you guys take what I say seriously, and some you have to believe me. If you have a chance to go see big time college football, go.
Yeah.
Go. And thank me later. It'll be something you remember for the rest of your life.
That Alabama-Georgia game, lucky enough to go to last year, that shootout in Tuscaloosa, because that was on the bucket list. So I'm like, that's off. Dude. Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you guys kick me out of the color commentary, but when you guys kick me off the broadcast team, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I go to a couple. I'll definitely be at homecoming game for Michigan State. I've always been promising my old teammates that I'm going to come home for homecoming, and I never do. But man, I want to rent one of those sweet. What do you call those things? The
Winnebago.
The houses on wheels. Yeah, Winnebago, but a 2025 one, not one of those old ones. All right, I got it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to go on a tour. I want to go on a tour. I'm going to go and do like a Big Ten tour.
If you can kind of start around the Nashville area, here's a travel tip. If you can start around there, So that's where a lot of the tour bus companies that the musical artists travel in, that's where they originate from. So you can rent them by the week and month. Then you're traveling in style. You get one of the buses, be like a rock star. The Luc Mullinder tour, brought to you by.
I'm ready to go. Brought to you by Smoke and Okies. I'm ready to go.
All right, buddy. We'll see you on Sunday.
All right, boys. Have a good show.
See you later.